Institutional DeFi has been one of the most important things I've talked about on this channel when it comes to XRP and the XRP and the XRP system. That's right, welcome to the channel. My name is Nick. If this video is your first time on the channel, I hope you decide to join by the end. If we quickly look at this post from March of this year, Anderson actually made it, and I did talk about this job offering more than once. We know that Ripple is looking for a senior manager of business development at DeFi in New York. The job description talks about using the XRP ledger, and I think the AM will be an important part of their institutional DeFi options. A lot of people have said that institutional DeFi will certainly grow into a market worth many trillions of dollars, and it will. Over time, this will cause hundreds of trillions of dollars to be added to the chain. If we look closely, though, we can see that this was a senior head of business development at DeFi in New York. They also had a page in London. The job. As part of this goal, RippleX is putting more money into institutional DeFi. This is the use of blockchain technologies and protocols to turn financial assets into tokens, while also making sure they follow the rules for regulation and compliance. The financial services industry is about to adopt institutional DeFi on a large scale, and Ripple is working with businesses and institutions to create solutions and use cases that use the XRP system and its native digital asset, XRP. Also, remember what David Schwartz said to us in October of last year over here. AMs are the strange DeFi trick that everyone is talking about. Why is this important? We'll get back to that in a moment. In November 2023, he also gave us this, which I think was Ripple through the XRP ledger. This is where these DeFi technologies come together with institutional acceptance and a focus on the problems that need to be solved. Finally, I would like to bring up the fact that the XRP system is now getting all the things it needs. Institutional DeFi on a large scale with the AM, the DEX itself, and all of these great changes that are on the way, such as smart contracts, native smart contracts, and the links with Axler, like what they've been doing with ArcX. And I mean, all of these growths and changes that we've seen in the past few months are everywhere. Getting rid of the difference between TradFi and DeFi. Everything will happen around the XRP system, which is very important when we think about Ripple and what it stands for. Their back is made up of a huge number of big clients. And guys, I'm really excited about this. Additionally, Bob Way, a new employee at Ripple, has some valid concerns. However, automatic market makers and the lack of a strong fiat option make stablecoin less appealing. This is why we really look at RLUSD, the safe coin that Ripple is pushing. Guys, I believe that is the missing piece. The game will begin once we have that. XRP locked in the AM has also been going through the roof. In my opinion, this is only going to keep going and going and going. DeFi on the XRP system has already done really well. Now, picture what would happen if we added organizations. This wouldn't be worth about 13 to 14 million XRP. It could be hundreds of millions or billions of XRP that are locked on the AM. That is the reason we look at DeFi in institutions. Also, remember that RippleX wrote a post in May saying that the financial world is changing and that the XRP system is the best way for institutions to lead DeFi because it has proven performance, compliance features, and is always being improved. On the XRP system, these were the pieces that made up institutional DeFi. Tokens that can be used for more than one thing were already laid out. You can see them AM, DID, oracles, and MPTs. We just heard about MPCs with institutions from Jazzy Cooper, who works for Ripple. One more thing is that the loan protocol and the stablecoin are mixed together. In other words, all of this is great for establishment DeFi. Also coming up next is Joel Katz, who will talk about the building blocks for institutional DeFi applications on the XRP ledger. These include the unique features of the XRP ledger AM, interoperability, a strong lending protocol, customizability, decentralized identifiers, oracles for real-world data, and tokens that can be used for more than one thing. Also, one of the most important things we see and are working hard on is finally letting DeFi work on the XRP system. That Axler bridge is here. Pay close attention to that Axler bridge, guys. Pay attention to Axler, who is a huge establishment player. Then we talked more about payments, which builds on what we already said. Most likely, you already know about this Smoke Dog post. We talked about the networking effects and the institutional networking effects to break this down. This proves that XRP will gain from network effects. Market forces will push clients to use the Ripple network instead of the Swift network as the use of XRP grows. And as more people use the Ripple system, the price of XRP will go up because more people will want it. Let me open this in a new tab and this in a new tab and this in a new tab next to it so we can look at it. The Ripple blockchain plan is here. I'll look in. And this is how Ripple is very different from FedNow. Ripple was able to build its blockchain payment system from scratch while everything was still blank. It used certain blockchain features to make its innovative app, which gives customers benefits over the current Swift messaging system-based alternative. Ripple also took care of a major use case customer, which you can see below. People are unhappy with how much OPEC costs and how long it takes to send money across borders. They want to use blockchain to make apps that are faster, safer, and cheaper. Plus, as more and more XRP is used, network effects might make clients choose the Ripple network over the current Swift option. This would help clients by lowering their need for operating capital in multiple currencies, which would also help Ripple's business grow by increasing the use of XRP as a currency for trade and cross-border transfers. In terms of XRP's part over time, if the Ripple protocol is widely used, there may be more demand for it, which could cause the price to go up. Investors can directly own a piece of Ripple, which is the internet's value transport layer. This is different from information systems like HTTP and SMTP. I find it interesting that institutional DeFi gets the most use and demand, which could mean that customers and clients of those institutions use the XRP ledger as well. This is because we think about tokenization on the XRP ledger and DeFi itself in terms of yield-bearing, DeFi opportunities. All of these things could lead to hundreds of millions of clients tapping in through these institutional names like Bank of America. That's just one. Now, why does this matter? So let's go back in time a bit. This is from June 5th of this year. It was a meeting with Congress. Next generation infrastructure, how tokenizing real-world assets will make markets work better, or how we plan to use tokenization to make the next generation of markets work better and fund itself. Then this. Big news came out. Since today was the first DeFi meeting in Congress, I'm really feeling emotional. I remember when DeFi had about 10 ideas that no one thought would ever work out. Here it is in all its glory in the halls of power in DC. Amanda Tums's writing is so strong. Sure thing, Amanda Tuminelli. And here are Amanda Tuminelli's opening comments from the hearing today. It's about 5 minutes long, so pay close attention. This movie clip is very helpful. Testimony, Mr. Tuminelli, you are now allowed to speak for 5 minutes. Thank you for having this meeting, subcommittee. I'm Amanda Tuminelli, and I'm the Chief Legal Officer at the DeFi Education Fund. The DeFi Education Fund is a non-profit, non-partisan group that teaches politicians and the public about decentralized finance and fights for good DeFi policy. Our view is that DeFi is the way to make the financial system more fair and effective, one where everyone can get money no matter where they live or how good their application is. Today, I'll leave you with two things. To begin, DeFi is not the same as or better than standard finance because it does not use middlemen. Second, the current method of expecting DeFi to look, work, or be handled like standard finance has not worked and will not work. What does DeFi mean? How is it different? As other people have said today, DeFi lets people trade with each other directly, and just like with cash, users keep their own assets. People can trade assets, give and receive loans, and earn interest with DeFi. It is better than the current system in many ways. As an example, TradFi depends on middlemen who often block access to funding. Big banks and other traditional financial institutions can and do refuse to let people use their systems for any reason, including bias. But DeFi is free to use. A DeFi protocol can be used by anyone with an internet link. This is the very definition of financial inclusion. TradFi costs a lot and takes a long time to use. It's common to have to pay fees to third parties and wait days for a transaction to be cleared or process just to send money. But with DeFi, I can send money or do much more complex transactions from anywhere in the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and the settlement is almost instant. One more thing, DeFi is better because it keeps itself safe. This committee knows that users can't get to their assets when TradFi services go down. You don't have to worry about losing your money in a bank crisis with DeFi, though, because the assets in your self-hosted wallet are always free to use. That brings me to my second point. Trying to apply rules for TradFi to DeFi will not work the way it is done now. In order for the traditional banking system to work, it needs middlemen. Brokers make trades possible and clearing houses settle deals.